Alyssa Mercante is an extreme narcissist and most likely trolling for attention. So I want to make it abundantly clear to take this entire video with a grain of gigantic salt and use it for entertainment purposes only, because most likely she probably does still have a job at Kotaku, because Kotaku's going to Kotaku. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Breaking news, Alyssa Mercante may have just been fired from Kotaku. I don't have any sources for this except for Alyssa Mercante's Twitter bio, which has changed from senior editor Kotaku to senior editor bylines, which could mean a few different things that we're going to get into with this video, but one thing's for sure out of all of it, times are a-changin'. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article talking about how Alyssa Mercante may have been let go from Kotaku. Her updated bio says senior editor bylines, which may mean a few different things. Initially, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell is byline? Is that just talking about writing an article under a name for a bunch of different websites now? Or does that mean that she's now working for the Byline Times, which is a political activist no-name website? I mean, it would make sense for the type of person she is to be working over there. So I guess we'll see. Time will tell. But as far as bylines is concerned, it is a name you put under the title of an article that indicates you wrote it. So she could still be working for Kotaku, and Kotaku may have just told her, hey, the heat is on us right now. We don't want our name in your Twitter bio. Could you just remove that and say byline so that people you don't show up when people search Kotaku as much anymore, and maybe this will just blow over. I mean, it is Kotaku, and God, I'd like to think they've learned over the past decade or so all their wrong decisions of what they've done. But no, it's Kotaku. So I would assume that's probably what's happening here. As far as what transpired with Kotaku, I was planning on making a video tomorrow on this and talking about it. But they had a short layoff today of 4 people. 4 people were let go there. And according to the people that were let go, none of them were Alyssa Mercante. Which is just strange that after those people got let go, that she updated her Twitter bio to say this. So if I understand this correctly, as far as we know, the facts on the table, Kotaku let 4 of their writers go today, none of which, at least announced yet, were Alyssa Mercante, which would also mean none of them that were let go had stalked anyone, contacted their wives in private message like Alyssa Mercante did with me, and even messaged publicly on Twitter stating, anyway, I found your wife's Facebook and asked what she thinks about the husband of her children harassing women online and laughing when they share that someone they're supporting has been threatening to kill them for weeks. No, she's still there, apparently, according to the people that were let go today. But it makes you wonder if her Twitter bio has been updated, if they're just waiting for the end of the week, for the weekend to put the news out there so that nobody really picks up on this on a Friday afternoon type situation. She recently wrote on Twitter, I love my Kotaku fam, send tweet, extended fam, formers too. So she's giving a shout out to the people that used to work with her, or that she's no longer going to be there either. But like I said at the open of this video, times are definitely changing at Kotaku, and our voices are definitely making an impact. Let me take a quick second here to remind you guys, I created a change.org petition. Last I checked, it was getting upwards of nearly 1,500 votes in just a couple days, which is crazy awesome. And I'd love to see that keep going. The more people that can sign that and get involved with this, hopefully it would make more of an impact. We'll let Kotaku know that the community in general at large is not a big fan of the direction they've been going over the past few years. Here's the thing, if it is the Byline Times that she's working for, it would make sense. They say they're a new type of newspaper. No oligarchs, no government bungs, no adverts, just journalism. Funded by our readers outside the system And it's all about identity politics, war in Ukraine, climate emergency, Israel-Gaza conflict. Literally nothing to do at all with video games. And I can't help but think that even though this no-name, never-heard-of website appears when I search Byline, yeah, it's probably not where she's working, but it would make the most sense because looking at her history, it's just funny. She said she worked at Games Radar before. It says she's worked at Kotaku before. And now it says Bylines. I'm like, did she actually ever care about video games in the first place? This is a political activist that has a mask on under the guise of being a journalist, but in reality, she's pushing an agenda with every story she writes. Looking at that Sweet Baby Inc. story where she leaves out how Chris Kindred kicked off Gamergate 2 by trying to get Kabrutus canceled for starting a Steam page, a curator group. Like, that's how Sweet Baby Inc. was in the wrong. And when she covered that story, she left out the most important part of it. And you could say, okay, maybe it's a one-off. Maybe she's was just so fixated on doing one thing that she forgot that, and everyone makes their mistakes. And then she covered Farm Folks and interviewed the developer, the lead developer, the head of the company of Critivo, Alex, had an hour-long conversation with him, and then proceeded to misrepresent everything he said in her story about it to push her agenda further. And Alex took so much issue with it that he addressed it on Twitter, called her out, leaked their DMs, and basically called her a hack journalist because she lies about everything. This is the person that was of Kotaku. And as of right now, she is no longer listing that on her Twitter bio. And that means something. I don't know what it means yet, but I'd like to think times are changing for the community for the better. The weird thing about it is she still has her Kotaku email address listed here, but she removed Kotaku from the senior editor role. And I can't make sense of why. Now, when I checked her LinkedIn, it still says senior editor Kotaku. She hasn't updated her LinkedIn yet, but if you were just let go today, maybe you wouldn't have updated it right away. Most people don't immediately. But it's just really weird when I look at this, how she removed Kotaku from the senior editor role, but still has the email address listed there. I can't help but think, like I said earlier, that Kotaku proper told her to remove it from the role there because something is changing right now there. And maybe she doesn't even know what's happening. This is all speculation right now. It's all I can do. But it's fascinating. My feelings on if she were to have been fired, which, again, all speculation because all we have to go by is her removing Kotaku from her bio, which is a pretty big tell, but still nothing is for sure here. If she were to have been fired, how would I feel about it? Would I take some sort of gratification that I somehow had something to do with it? I mean, I guess only because of how toxic she is to the entire community and how unapologetic she is, even when she is horrible to people, like contacting my wife and trying to create a rift in my relationship, trying to point me out as like a bad person. And it's just, I have a lot of inner turmoil feelings with how to feel about this, because I never want to wish someone bad. I'm not like that. But when someone does something to me, I'm just kind of like, well, I'm not going to feel bad for you. I guess that's the best way to put it. I'm not going to be like, oh, I hope the worst thing in the world happens to her. It's just like, no, I feel like karma is going to be there waiting for her. Hell, looking at the life she's been living, it feels like karma has been beating the shit out of her every step she takes. So it's just kind of, she gets what she gets, and that she has no one to blame for it but herself. That's kind of how I feel about the situation. And if she were to have been let go from Kotaku, I mean, it is what it is. as far as that's concerned, I look at that as an absolute win for the game community, and I hope she is able to land on her feet somewhere else and find some sort of career where she does find true happiness. Because as much as she likes to pretend that she has it right now, I can tell you looking at her, she definitely doesn't. Time will tell, but I just wanted to bring this to you guys as soon as I saw it because I thought it was fascinating. I wonder what happens next, because I know we haven't seen the end of this situation just yet. I'm going to leave it there. If you want more information, check out SmashJT.com for the full article. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Smash it,